Yes, thanks for staying with us on the Sports Show. Well, KG, time to turn our attention to racing.
Oh, I love it.
Talk about racing, you've got to go to the best in the business. Terry McCullough,
the best caller
from UBET, is the best caller. Joins us. Terry, thanks for coming in, mate.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's the exciting time, Macca, isn't it? Racing like the mare Winks. Have you seen anything better and bigger? Oh, she's been unbelievable.
She has been. Of course, she's going around on Saturday at Flemington. Yeah, going for 21 straight.
21.
It's incredible, really. You know, you think about it, Cage, is she the greatest ever? Difficult to compare.
She'd have to be up there, though, Macca.
Difficult to compare horses in different eras,
Correct.
as it is to compare whether it be footballers or basketballers or cricketers or whatever. But I think we should just appreciate she is one of the greatest we've seen.
Hey, Terry, have we been blessed? Sorry, have we been blessed? I mean, we sort of thought Mackay Diva, that would be a one-off and we'd never see another horse like Mackay Diva just a couple of years ago. Now Winks has come along. Are we just in a really good patch?
And don't forget Black Caviar.
Black Caviar as well,
And they've all been mares, which is quite remarkable. Mackay Diva, she won 3 Melbourne Cups, which has never been done before, and I don't think will ever be done again.
Exactly right.
She did that in the mid-2000s, and, you know, we were sort of still trying to, you know, not get over that, but we hadn't put it behind us in our memory. And then Black Caviar came along, and she had 25 starts and won them all. She went to the other side of the world and won at Royal Ascot, even though she only just won
but
there.
She won.
Yeah, she won. And now this mare's come along, Winks, and she's won 20 straight, as we've talked about. And there is some talk now that maybe she might go to the other side of the world next year as well to, you know, just show her deeds there.
Macca, this may sound a stupid question, but there have been a couple of times in this preparation watching Winks go round. In fact, there was 2 starts back when she was hard under the stick at the 600. She's going to get beat, but she finds something.
Yeah, well, all 3 wins this campaign, I think it's fair to say, Cage. You know, there have been worries. The first start back from a spell, she missed the start 4 lengths.
Yep.
In a 1400 metre race, nearly impossible to do, but somehow she got up and won.
Exactly.
Second up, the race you're talking about, the leader got away with a massive lead and was still 6 to 8 lengths in front at the 200 metre mark. Huey Bowman actually dropped his whip at that stage. Not that he's ever really used the whip on the mare. And somehow she found another gear in that last
Did you think she was gone then?
Thought she was gone then.
So did I.
And again, I thought she was in big trouble last time when she looked like she was under pressure turning for home. But in the end, won easily from Happy Clapper, who's a very good horse in his own right, and came out and won a big race in Sydney on the weekend. So visually, she hasn't looked as impressive or as dominant. But the clock's saying she can't run any faster. Her times, her sectional times have been magnificent. And at the end of the day, she keeps winning.
Oh, unbelievable.
What makes her unique? Well, you know, we talked about Mackay Diva, you talk about Black Caviar, now we're talking about Winks. What makes them unique? Is it the size? Is it the heart? Is it what makes them?
Well, I'm not really sure, Phil. I mean, I think at the end of the day, she is the ultimate professional. She does everything right, perhaps bar at the start. She can be a little bit funny out of the gates, and Black Caviar had that problem as well. Maybe it's because they just want to get on with the job and get it done.
They're almost human, aren't they?
Yeah, almost are. But I've been there in Sydney to watch her on game day, and she's just the ultimate professional. I mean, she comes off the float, she walks to her stall. You know, there are hundreds of people gathered around just wanting to have a piece of her, but she stands there, total professional, waiting, you know, for it's her turn to go out and get ready for the race. And
she knows all about it.
She doesn't get unsettled in the mounting yard, and she just goes out and gets the job done. So she does everything right. The makeup of her, Phil, I don't know. One day will they cut her open like they did to Farley and found that massive heart inside of him? I don't know.
Macca, it's amazing because she's in the Turnbull. I think there are 11 or 12 nominations as well as Winks. But the feeling is that they'll bypass the Turnbull, go to the Bart Cummings and don't take on Winks. She may only have 3 rivals to beat at the weekend. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, and we saw that with Black Caviar towards the end of her career as well. She was scaring the opposition away. Trainers were looking at different options.
Correct.
And even this spring we've seen Hartnell. Yeah. He hasn't started in Sydney. James Cummings has sent him straight to Melbourne all along to dodge running into Winks early in his campaign. So, yeah, look, they do it. Second and third prize money still pretty good, Cage. I'd be happy just for a piece of that.
So would I. Run 4th, I'll be happy.
You know, Terry, and you've called thousands of races over time, and sometimes when you're watching a champion, have you ever found yourself caught in the moment and, I'm supposed to keep calling, you know, when you're watching someone like Winks go around? Yeah, well, probably we don't get the ultimate champions come to race in South Australia too often, which is a bit disappointing. It's just the timing of our carnival, which is in between Sydney and Brisbane. But we did have Black Caviar here for her 20th and 21st wins. And just on the day, Phil, I've got to say I was probably a bit nervous on the day because I thought
I don't want to be the bloke who's calling Black Caviar if she loses a race. What am I going to say?
I want to be remembered for that.
So, but yeah, when the race unfolded, it was just such a great pleasure to be part of her and part of her career. There were 25,000 people there at Morphettville. You know, we struggle to get crowds in excess of 10,000 to Morphettville on big days. This year to have a full house and 25,000 there, it was just nice and special to be part of.
Macca, what's racing.com done for racing in South Australia? We can put on that particular channel, you can get Melbourne races and Adelaide races. The coverage, I've got to say to you, is sensational.
Yeah, it certainly is. So the vision rights came up for grabs at the end of the last racing season. Our season finishes at the end of July. We don't have a break. We go straight into it again from the 1st of August. But the vision rights were up for grabs. The contract with Sky Channel had run out.
Yep.
And Sky had the opportunity to go back in for the rights, but racing.com, they stepped up. They cover the racing solely in Victoria, and they also do the racing from Hong Kong. So they were looking for another product to add to their coverage, and they decided to bid for the SA Racing, and they got the deal done. And it's been fantastic for South Australian racing. They've got two people here working for them, racing.com. James Jordan, who's the form expert, and Adam McGrath, a young sporting journalist from WA, from Perth, and they're doing a mighty job. And the exposure cage it's now giving to our trainers, our jockeys.
Good.
And it's fantastic for even the owners, Phil. You know, they can sit home if they can't get to the track and see their horse walk around in the mounting yard, see the interview after the race with their trainer, their jockey. And even for the sponsors, all of a sudden they're getting further exposure as well. We're still on Sky Channel, but racing.com, it's certainly been magnificent.
Now, mate, just quickly before we let you go, lots of rumours circulate around after the Crows lost. There's a rumour that you drove over with the family, mate, and after the loss, just got on a plane and left the family behind.
Yeah, I did. I flew home.
and Macca, there's a bigger rumour going around about my mate here.
What's that?
Barrack for Richmond. Because he's associated with Damien Hardman.
Yeah, good answer.
A couple of my friends said they were sitting behind Phil. Oh, go Richmond, go the Tigers, go the Tigers.
I don't recall saying that at any stage through the game. Hey, Terry, really appreciate you coming in, mate. Always great to catch up.
Good on you, Macca. Well done.
Stay with us. Still more to come on the show.